We, the people, tell the government what it is allowed to do. We, the people, are free.
So I'm still trying to get used to. What up?
I'm feeling as good as a McDonald's
in Saudi Arabia.
In Saudi, baby.
What what are those? Frosty? No, that's Wendy's. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my!
McFlurry. McFlurry. That's
What kind of plush patriot are you? I was just gonna say I'll be your double quarter pounder Big Mac tonight, puppet. But gee, I don't know. Oh,
you're my 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on the sesame seed, buns.
Oh, I bet the ice cream machine worked. Because you imagine it'd be like off with their head.
God, right?
I'm used to nothing happening on the weekend because when Joe Biden was president,
because your life is boring.
Well, no, I have stuff going on the weekend. I'm used to nothing in the news happening on the weekend because no, that wasn't a burn. It didn't even bother me.
Totally burned.
But now that Joe Biden, because when Joe Biden, they got me all thrown off, puppet. Because when Joe Biden was president, nothing would happen on the weekend because he'd be sleeping at the beach or whatever he didn't do.
Work weekend at Biden's.
Right. Like he took the weekend seriously. He was like the ultimate federal employee president. But now Trump over the weekend, there's been literally in the last 4 days, we've had deals with China. We've had this huge thing on prescription drugs. We got this thing with an airplane being gifted to us. And now today he's in Saudi Arabia getting deals done, $600 billion invested in the U.S. I can't keep
Small bag of change.
Largest international investment, I think in history or something crazy like that. It has been nonstop news.
Giving money. We're going to make it rain on each other.
Rain.
Well, puppet. Okay.
You making it rain, puppet?
Yeah, I was making it rain. You can't use both hands at the same time, guys.
He was doing something. I feel like that move could be double.
I don't make it rain. Okay. I can't imagine. I'm so cheap. If I was in a club trying to make it rain, I'd be like $1 at a time, and I'd make sure it settles properly. And
Dave,
then if
don't.
That's right.
Walk yourself or ourselves into a Jew joke, okay? We get enough shit as it is because Jews, Jews being cheap.
No,
don't set us up like that.
Even. Don't do us dirty because I'm a Jew.
Don't do us dirty like that.
Wow. Probably. Well, anyway, we're going to talk about all of that tonight, and we have a big special guest, don't we, Taylor? Who's coming on?
We do. My friend Jon Najarian, who is an OG market trading expert. He is always on the likes of CNBC, and he's going to give us the lowdown tonight to make your wallets fat and happy like that double patty sesame seed bun that I'm going to play for Puppet later. Woo!
Well, all that is coming up tonight on Politically Uncensored.
We got fat buns.
Free your mouth and your mind will follow. Speak your truth, don't wait for tomorrow. Words like rivers can carve through stone.
This place is insane. Yeah, they did. She did it under oath. It's
too much noise and it becomes negative. To bear
named The Celebrity Whisperer by Playboy.
It's what happened. Write your fears on the back of the wind. Tear down the walls you were raised within. Chains of whispers rust and break. The cost of freedom is the noise you make.
Free speech in America. It's back.
So yeah, it like I've said before the break, and God, you guys are funny. It has been.
Just sitting here.
I'm literally going to the open and Puppet's like, I love buns or whatever. It's just I was laughing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you love buns.
So look,
buns.
What are we even talking about first today? I completely forgot. What were we going to talk about?
We're talking about
China. Oh my God,
a little man named Xi Jinping.
Yeah. Well, listen. So I don't know if you guys heard, and you might remember. It was like a month ago, maybe it was like in April, they called it Liberation Day. And it was like, we're going to do reciprocal tariffs all over the world. And the whole world freaked out. Well, not the whole world. Liberals and the media freaked out.
People we were like, yeah, baby.
Yeah. We're like, it's about damn time.
Yeah.
The media lost their damn minds, and they were like, "No, my God, this is going to destroy the economy. Oh my God, this is the worst thing." And they're, Trump really screwed up this time.
It looks like he screwed up, huh?
Yeah, really screwed up. Do you know we've raised $25 billion towards the deficit in the last month alone? Do you remember how we said early on, instead of income tax paying our deficit, tariffs will? $25 billion in a month towards the deficit. That's more than we gave Zelensky.
How about we just get rid of that income tax, so then that'll fix the economy for sure.
Well, we might not have as much tariffs coming in, because after we made that deal with the UK, then we made this deal with China. So now all the reciprocal tariffs are gone. Now there's just a 10% tariff. But it's a really good thing, because now we're on an even playing field with China.
Boom, boom, bang, bitch.
Right. So now you can get all your crap on Temu.
Everyone lost. You know, it can't be bought, sold, or made in China. That's the three of us right here. Okay.
I don't know.
That is true.
You could.
Well,
sell
we
me
don't
to
know
China.
about puppets materials.
We already discussed me being cheap. China can buy me. I'm affordable.
You know who won't let this happen?
$20 an hour.
You know who won't let this happen is Maven over on Pilled, who said, "Please put your content here. I will pimp you out. Let's go." That's a deal I'm talking about.
Don't we have content? There's content coming right now.
Yeah, this is content, isn't it?
What kind of content you want, Maven?
You want like?
He said, "But busy and busty, bitch." Let's go, Maven. You and me. You and me.
Oh, maybe he's talking about your content, Taylor. Not
she wants content.
Our content.
She wants content.
Either way, I'm willing to pull a Trump and make a deal, baby. But listen, I love how everybody was losing their minds, scrambling like chickens with their heads cut out, scrambling like sorority girls the morning after doing the walk of shame. And here we are. And he basically forced their hands and forced them to essentially take their dicks out and get on their knees and give us what we wanted. And he slashed these from what, like 150% down to 20%, like insane.
10%. Yeah, I think it was like.
But theirs is Give us the numbers.
Oh,
Dave.
I don't have the numbers. I don't prepare for this show like I prepare for like the serious news show.
No, this isn't a real show.
All my notes and everything
Dave doesn't know anything.
This isn't a real show.
I don't have my notes out.
He actually doesn't watch any politics.
Yeah, no, I could totally give you I just don't have any of my notes out, because this is, what do you say? Boobs out, brains out?
Boobs out, brains out.
Right.
This
is notes away, bombs away, or something.
Right. Sure.
Something like that.
Yeah, I just wing it here. I just wing it here. I don't have to listen. I threw professionalism out the window when I agreed to do this show. When I agreed to do this show, I said, it was like the first 2 or 3 shows I was trying to be very professional, you know? I even wore like nice clothes.
You did. Didn't you wear a suit?
I think I did the first episode.
Was it made in China?
No, I don't buy my suits are not made in China. My suits are made by a Vietnamese man named Ming in downtown Orlando, and it's not imported. He was imported, not the suit.
Ming?
Ming was imported.
It wasn't giving sweatshop.
Yeah,
no,
it's totally.
It is
racist.
warm in there, but I think it's just because they press so many suits during the daytime. But he does a wonderful job, and I have to have, like Puppet, I have to have suits tailored to me, because off the rack just doesn't fit somebody as bulky,
well
and
endowed
strong
as Dave.
Me.
Yeah.
He has to have a patent of something I created for myself that I allow.
I've seen Dave
has
at
the balls to
those
call me when I'm on a show.
Who? Let's put him on blast.
Obviously, someone who's not listening to the show.
Brian, I'm on a live show right now, dude. Like live.
Brian.
Hey, Brian.
I didn't know that.
Brian,
you're
what
on
do
the
you have
show.
to say for yourself, Brian?
He can't hear you. You're just speaking through my microphone. He can't hear you.
Ask him, Dave.
Ask him what?
What he has to say for himself.
My
to all of
co-host
our
Taylor
viewers.
wants to know, what do you no, because you never know what he's gonna say.
Do it. Perfect.
No.
Right, Puppet? Go, Brian.
I love Brian.
Oh,
It's all good.
we're not. No. We are not censored on this show. The show is literally called Politically Uncensored. So
Go, Brian.
Thanks for the invite.
Well, actually, we have a big guest coming on tonight. I mean, now we have 2 guests on, but we're going to be talking finance and tariffs. We're actually just talking about tariffs, and I wish the audience can hear you, but you can't hear them.
That's okay.
You have to be at least somewhat happy. And by the way, Brian is not liberal, but he's not conservative. He does not like Trump very much.
Why,
but
Brian?
Well, I was called a liberal. Jack Posobiec this morning on the Piers Morgan show called me a liberal. It didn't go very well for him. I'll leave it at that.
Well, let me just ask you really quick, because I have to get back to the show.
Do we?
Yeah, sorry.
Do we?
You have to be somewhat happy about the $600 billion coming in from Saudi Arabia and the deal with China, right? I mean, that's good, isn't it?
There's a lot of things that I'm very unhappy with, and I'm unhappy with him making a deal with Syria.
Syria, that's a great thing. We're not like tariff. We're not what do you call them? What do you call it when you do to a country? You put things on them. You sanctions. Right. We're unsanctioning them. We're freeing their wallets. That's good for the region. Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me get this right.
Yeah.
You think that it's a good thing? The deal that he made with Syria is a good thing, and you don't think there's any shenanigans going on there? You think that's a good thing?
I mean, he has. I mean, what kind of shenanigans could be coming out of it?
I mean, I talked about that on the show today.
I like shenanigans.
It's pretty simple to me that there's a former member of Al Qaeda, literally a former member of Al Qaeda that suggested making a Trump Tower for him out there. And a week before this deal
Brian, the key is here. The key is you said former member of Al Qaeda. Now, if he was MS-13, you guys would be just fine with them building a Trump Tower, right?
Well, first of all, no, actually, I wouldn't. And second of all, just because you hypothetically have a tattoo on you, that doesn't mean that you should be sent to an El Salvador prison.
Well, he really did
in the
have
highest
a tattoo.
maximum security.
What if he was Al Qaeda? If he was Al Qaeda, would you send him to the?
If you're a terrorist member and you have due process and it's proven that you're a terrorist, then I want nothing but the worst for you. But you see, Donald Trump not long ago was calling the people that he mingled with today terrorists and murderers. We know what they did to Khashoggi, and when you're cozying with terrorists and you accept a $400 million gift, you don't think that they're going to give something in return? I think it's extremely naive. And to answer your question, absolutely not. I'm not happy with people not getting due process. I'm not happy with the fact that people are losing their 401ks and their stocks. I'm not happy that Donald Trump talks terrorists and the next day he caves on terrorists and President Xi doesn't want to talk to him. I'm not happy that he said the war would be over in 24 hours and they're no closer to ending the war now than they were on day one. The Israel-Palestinian conflict
I've heard these talking
worse
points
off
before.
now than it was on day one. So no, to answer your question, I am not happy at all.
Tell us how you really
I'm not
feel,
Of course he's
Brian.
not happy.
It appears as though
He is a liberal.
he has immunity, so he can do whatever the hell he wants to do.
Oh wow!
Brian,
All right, Brian. He can't hear you guys.
Tell him we got to go because we got a show to do.
We got to go. We have a
got a
guest
show to
coming.
do.
I'll tell you what, Brian. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We have a guest coming on that's really smart when it comes to this kind of stuff, way smarter than me. I'm going to ask him about what you said. I think he's actually watching backstage. I'm going to ask him what you said, and let him respond. Now, you have to go to Politically Uncensored. We're live right now. You can watch it on pill.net, which we would love, or you can watch it on X. You can watch it on YouTube.
Pill.net?
Yeah, pill.net's fantastic.
Listen.
That's not like I never heard of that before. That
Brian,
sounds to me like it's a Viagra commercial or something.
Well,
What
you
is
will
that?
get
kind of
hard.
is.
You will get hard if you
Mentally
go
and
on
physically
pill.net.
watching this show.
I get hard now.
Mentally and physically watching this show.
Fair
And
enough.
we have a guest
All
who
right.
is
Waiting for you to invite me on your show.
All right.
You've come on my show.
Well, you are on my show. You're on my show right now.
Brian. You've
I called you
overstayed
just
your
to say
welcome,
hi.
buddy. Let's move it along.
What did I
All
do?
right. I got to bring my guest on. Brian, thank you for being the first caller ever to Politically Uncensored.
Yeah, that's
Congratulations.
Okay.
Go,
All right.
Brian.
All right.
Easy, David.
We'll talk to you later. Watch the show. I better see you in the comments. in the comments.
Sure. It would be great.
Where do I go? Okay, you got to text me the link.
All right. Go
All
to
right,
X.
all right.
Just click my face. All right. Bye.
All right.
Poor
I got you.
Brian. This is women in a nutshell. I lure him in. I'm like, no, Brian, you're just making a simple call. Come talk to us. 2 minutes later, unwarranted. Brian didn't ask for this. I'm like, Brian, you've overstayed your welcome, pal.
Oh.
Women in a nutshell. Just so you all know, it's a fast education.
This
Bring
is
him
what
in,
guy
boot him
does.
out.
He's like he's the shock. He's like a leftist shock jock. Now I try not to call him
Okay.
leftist because he's like, no, I'm independent.
Oh,
But
yeah, right.
That's what
You could tell that by the
Listen,
talking points.
At first, he was speaking my language because you guys know I'm not hard. I don't have a pilled hard on for Trump MAGA, but I gotta say, I was gonna say he was speaking my language at first. He's like, I'm not left, right, kind of centrist. I was like, all right, let me reason with you, Brian. And then he went off. And all I'll say is, you look at it on the whole. I will say, Trump, he's got tricks up his sleeve. I don't think he's about to be in bed with Al Qaeda. And on the whole, pun intended, if you'd like it, on the puppet man whole, all things considered, it's looking pretty good right now, which is why right on cue we should bring in my friend Jon Najarian. Okay, we can't have many complaints right now. Let's bring him in.
All right, let's bring him in.
Hey, Jon.
Hi, Jon.
Jon, welcome to the show.
Taylor,
Jon
Puppet,
Najarian.
and David. Great
Yes,
to be on with you guys.
Happy to be on with you, man.
Yep,
We're
it's
really
our pleasure.
excited. We figured that you would perfectly handle our unhinged aesthetic here. We kind of roll with the punches
moments.
and we just that was our first caller, indeed.
Yeah, so Jack on Piers Morgan, because he goes on Piers a lot now. He's like they're liberal, even though he's not liberal, but he goes and brings the liberal perspective, even though he says he's not liberal. He goes on the show and he gets into it with MAGA people, and Jack Posobiec said he had Trump derangement syndrome, and then Brian said something not nice to him. But Jon, you might have heard backstage, he's claiming because he's got his talking points. I think they were what's that guy who just got fired from the DNC, that little kid? The anti-gun one? David Hogg. Right. He got David Hogg's outgoing talking points. And on the talking points, he said that Trump is getting something from Syria. He's getting something from Saudi Arabia. These tariffs are bad. Trump is capitulating. What do you think, Jon? You play in the stock market. What do you think about the deal we just got with China? I think it's a pretty good one, right?
Let me just hop in quickly and piggyback off of that, because
are you going to woman-splain me, Taylor?
I would love nothing more. Hold on. Let me warm up my women-splaining vocal cords. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
This is a night of firsts. Brian was our first impromptu caller, and we are also popping the cherry, like Jon's hat. I love it, of our first sort of market trading investing pro. So I rattled off Jon's street cred in the beginning of the show, but for those of you who are just joining, yes, to Dave's point, he doesn't just play in stocks. He is like OG, the expert, the pro. And I know that he's feeling pretty good right now. And, saying, stick it to the sun, stick it where the sun don't shine to all the haters, and kind of saying, eat my dust. So Jon, we kind of set the table here, and tell us how you're really feeling about, the trade deal, tariffs, all that, and why you're skipping to the bank right now, I would say.
Right. What she said. What she said, Jon. What she said.
Your first caller was wrong on almost every single point. Number one, he said people's 401ks, they're getting killed. No, they're not. We're back above where we were prior to the tariff liberation day. Did we go down for a month? Yes, we did. Did you lose money? Only on paper. As Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger both say all the time, Charlie, of course, now saying it in heaven, but as Warren Buffett says, if you didn't sell, you didn't lose money. The value of your account did go down. There's no doubt about that. When the market dropped by maybe 15% from the February 19th high to the lows of perhaps April 9th or whatever it was on the lows, was your account less than what it was previously? Yes, it was. Did you book a loss? No. Only if you sold. That's the way the markets work. So the market has come all the way back. We are positive for the NASDAQ, for the Dow, for the S&P. Now, I don't know what Brian's trading, but
Pokemon cards, I think.
Yeah, he was complaining about his 401k. Brian, your 401k should be just fine unless you were one of those poor souls who sold on the bottom.
Which is kind of like the number one rule of investing, right? Don't sell on the bottom.
Yeah.
Like buy on the bottom and sell on the top.
Exactly right, Puppet Carlson.
And I'm a puppet and I know this shit.
Right.
Yeah,
He's a dummy. He's a dummy.
Jon, do you think, you've gotten a little taste of Puppet. Do you think it'd be a wise move to invest in puppets right now and the likes of Puppet Carlson here? What do you think? Hot on the market or?
Based on the success of your show, I'd say yes. Invest in puppets. But
you haven't seen him do the shocker yet. So
no, I haven't.
It's good. It's pretty good.
Or the motorboat for that matter.
It shocks you. That's right. I'm a motorboating son of a bitch, Jon.
Now we have two people who motorboated on this show.
But
this might be the record of the most motorboating on one podcast ever in history.
The two at the same time. Place your bets. Who does it better, guys? Jon or Puppet? Wow. My ovaries just exploded straight up.
But Again, back to the Warren Buffett. You buy when there's blood in the streets. You sell when there's greed. So in other words, people were doing the exact opposite that got out on April 9th when the market looked terrible, and we were committing more cash to the market. Do I always get it right? Hell no. Do I buy too soon? Yes. Do I sell too soon? Yes. But if you follow those Warren Buffett nuggets of wisdom that he threw out there, in other words, you don't know who's naked until the tide goes out, who's swimming naked until the tide goes out. That's one of his funny Warren Buffett-isms. But the other is you buy when there's blood in the streets. And clearly there was blood in the streets. Brian and all of his ilk were crying about it. But what they don't understand is now, after the markets come all the way back, now we also have all these trade deals where Canada had a 250% tariff on our milk products and on eggs, which we didn't have for a while, but now we do. And the egg prices are down. As you guys probably saw today, inflation is down. It's at the lowest level in 4 years right now. So put that in your pipe, Brian, and smoke it.
Wait, check it out.
Sounds like fighting words.
John.
Yeah, all of these, virtually every one of his points, I could counter. And I could counter with facts instead of what he was saying, which was a month old. I mean, I don't know if you guys had a time machine and you brought Brian on a month ago, but if you did, then his points would have been more valid. They're not valid today. Now we're getting trade deals with all of these countries. And when Great Britain and China are doing deals with us, I know it's 90 days out, and we've just basically both said we're going to relax for 90 days, take the tariffs down significantly from where they were. If we end up with a deal where our goods can be sold in these other countries without those huge tariffs against us, that's a huge win for America. And the market will be screaming higher. We were up 1,100 points yesterday. We were up again today. And I think for the most part, what we're looking at, guys, is a super strong. Did you guys, by the way, hear when Mohammed bin Salman over there at that Riyadh Financial Expo or whatever it was playing YMCA for Trump?
I have a clip of it. You want to see
on
it?
cue.
Right on cue. That's perfect. I have a clip of it. Here, I gotta.
All right.
Here, check it out. Well, I have a clip of it with no sound, so that's fantastic.
No, I could hear some sound.
I heard the sound.
Oh, you guys heard it?
Yep.
We did.
Oh.
Yep.
All right. I can't hear it for whatever reason, so I'm glad you guys liked it.
On God's earth could have got Mohammed bin Salman or any of the members of the royal family or whatever.
I love it.
To play a gay anthem that Trump loves to dance to.
In a Muslim country, yes.
It happened today in Saudi Arabia. So again, Brian, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Is it a good thing that we're finally trying to settle what's going on in Syria or Ukraine or Pakistan and India and all these kind of things? Yes, those are all wins. And they're wins because of the president and because of Scott Bissett and the trade folks. I'm not going to sell them short, but those are all very positive things that going forward make the world safer, make demand on our goods stronger, because without a 250% tariff, we could probably sell a hell of a lot to Canada, which is, literally most of the population of Canada lives right along our border. It's not the 500 miles, 1,000 miles north of there. It's right there. We could be selling like crazy to these guys. Great for farmers, great for America. And the fact that maybe we make a few things here that we need for our own security. I think that's all positive, guys.
I mean, the gay anthem in the streets, basically, of Saudi, like while they're standing and shaking hands. That literally says it all. It is just that hard ball that Trump played, balls out move. And I love the Warren Buffett reference that you made, John, because when I boil it down, it's sort of all about taking a risk. You talk about having the balls to take risks and not just play it safe in the market, in any regard. And Trump is really the epitome of this. You and I, we're not necessarily, you're not this like hardcore MAGA guy, but you see what's going on. And I'm sure that you are telling hardcore liberals who have gotten in their own way, shot themselves in the foot with this because they let politics get in the way of their wallets and get in the way of seeing clearly, telling them again to sort of, kick rocks. Like, I'm sure you see that a lot.
Can I go ahead, John? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, I've been a trader for 44 years. So I've traded through Democratic regimes and they've been great. I've traded during Republican regimes and they've been great. But I think it's foolish for people to either say, I'm not going to buy Elon Musk's stock, or I'm not going to buy a Tesla, or I'm going to deface a Tesla just because I don't like that he's rooting out waste and, some fraud
and corruption.
Yeah, right. And corruption. Thank you, Puppet Carlson.
You're welcome.
John, I'm going to toss him to you like a little football.
Najarian.
I'm going to toss him to you like a little football. Fun fact, guys. John was a linebacker for the Bears.
For the Chicago Bears.
Go Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Yep.
That's right. The Bears. That's what they used to say. That because the Bears.
The Bears.
And now we have a Pope that's a The Bears fan.
That's right.
The Sox. He was at the World Series that the Sox won. So, we've got a Chicago Pope.
It was divine.
Yep, must have been preordained.
So on that note, John, it wasn't just YMCA in Saudi Arabia. If this, our friend Bricksu posted this on X and said this wasn't on my bingo card. Check it out. Was it on yours? They're literally playing the YMCA at the Vatican. So not just in Saudi Arabia, it's around the world. This has become the anthem. This is in St. Peter's Square. You talk about the Pope and the Bears, and now they're playing the YMCA in St. Peter's, right?
Who would have thunk it? The Village people are just, and that goes to show, guys,
we're winning.
It's power. Exactly.
We're winning. That's what that means. America is on the world stage again. When Joe Biden went there and crapped his pants, the whole world was laughing at us. Now they're playing the YMCA in St. Peter's. This is like...
Yeah, they were playing the Golden Girls when Biden went there, and now they're playing YMCA.
Well, did you see also that when he came down the steps of the plane, and he didn't fall down the steps, he didn't have to come out of a door in the belly of the plane like the former president, but... He was not greeted. Biden wasn't greeted by Mohammed bin Salman. He was greeted by another member of the family. And whenever he put out his hand to shake, they just fist bumped him. They didn't
That's
shake
right.
his hand.
That's right.
Yeah.
Today,
that's when you know you got some bad relations.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's power and respect, period. And that's why I find it so hard to believe, even if you like loathe Trump, on some level, be it the YMCA, like gay parade of our times we never saw coming, or the fact that even when he spoke to the Saudis, did you guys see the video of him standing throughout proud to be an American?
Yeah.
And they all stood the entire time. Like, how can you viscerally see that and refute that? I mean, you can't. It's just sheer, like I said, respect and power.
Or the honor of, they sent their actual honor guard on horseback out to greet his beast, the big Cadillac that they have for presidents, that, it's an armored Cadillac that they always travel with and so forth. The horses and the honor guard led him to the palace and then to the convention center for the, I think it was a financial summit that they were having there. And that's just tremendous. And like I said, the amazing thing is, you got a hostage back today. Our last American hostage, living hostage, was returned. He was an American, but he was a soldier that was held for, I think, 700 and some odd days. You've got India and Pakistan, both nuclear powers.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that too, John.
Stepping back. I mean, so many good things that basically.
Yeah, but you know what? Trump didn't stop the war with Ukraine in the first 20 minutes he was in office.
He said he would do it 24 hours.
Brian,
So
that's
this
the
is just
one thing that Brian was right about. That was the one thing.
that is true.
Do you know he's losing his mind in the chat, by the way, John? He keeps saying, and this is funny, he's like talking an ex-NFL guy talking about
Brian?
stuff.
Oh,
That's
Brian's
Brian.
out for blood. He's out for
He's
vengeance.
like,
I was
an
wondering who
ex-NFL
that
guy.
was.
What are his credentials? What are his credentials? And then he called me
Brian.
on my phone. Like, he's really mad.
Brian, I tried to see eye to eye with you, pal. I tried to find common ground. But
I put some credentials of John in the X chat.
Yeah, if you want to know John's credentials, just Google him. There's like well, usually at the end of the show is when we say, where can people find you? But just give Brian, and because I don't want you to leave unless you want to leave.
MarketRebellion.com.
But tell him exactly what your credentials are, just for his own.
Humble brag, John.
Brag on your credentials for
But
me.
I'll try to make it quick because otherwise it's too much like I'm bragging.
Well, I asked you to brag. This is your opportunity.
So I played linebacker for the Bears, came down to the floor, became a floor trader, built a firm that I sold to Citadel, the world's largest hedge fund. I sold a high-frequency trading system that I built to Goldman Sachs.
But you
I
have
traded
patents
for
on that, right? Like those algorithms and whatnot?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I traded money for the partners at Goldman Sachs for, I think, 6 years. Got them phenomenal returns. Built a brokerage firm called Trade Monster with my brother Pete, and we sold it to E-Trade for $750 million. Let's see, what else have I done? I'm doing it again. I've got Rebel Trade, which is out there and being pushed with some great partners from Korea, South Korea, Brian, not North Korea.
He probably likes North Korea.
Like I say, I've been on the board of the Chicago Board Option Exchange. I'm in some various trading halls of fame, and I'll stop there. But Brian, anytime you want to talk about it, happy to entertain you.
Brian wants a source.
Hey, John. Yeah. Where we don't have to circle
It's
back and know
probably even
Brian
on that trash
and no
site called
binds are-
Wikipedia. That liberal trash site.
Hey, you're a man about, assets.
I'm a man about ass.
Well,
Heads.
Yeah, we established that in the intro. Hello.
Yeah.
This double,
Hello.
yeah, double quarter pounder, baby.
That's right, I like it.
What do you think about? I mean, I see where this is going, but what do you think about the gift bestowed upon Trump?
Oh.
That you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
The jet not in Puppet's
400.
pants in the air.
That's
Yeah,
a-
and
$400 million.
it's almost Puppets is almost the size though of the actual.
No.
Actual. He looks small, but it's packing
Puppet
heat
has
out
a
there.
cockpit. Puppet is the cockpit. He's
I've
not
got a
even
Bear
talking.
Force One in there.
But it's cracking me up how the mainstream is losing their minds. And then you have Trump that's like, what am I going to turn down a gift? That's just not polite, basically. Like classic Trump. But yeah, what do you think, John?
First of all, he won't use it as Air Force One. He wouldn't be allowed to use it as Air Force One because, I mean, he's got anti-missile systems, as did the previous several presidents. Built into that, it can fly for, I forget what, I think it's 34 hours straight without refueling. And it's got, airborne refueling capabilities, which most normal commercial jets, even if they're custom, do not have. So there are so many special features of Air Force One that will not be the next Air Force One. It just won't be. But if somebody was going to give anybody, Macron or, Mark Carney from Canada, somebody offered to give them a 747 A400 custom, you'd be stupid to not take it and then say, okay, well, JD Vance, here's your new Air Force Two or whatever.
Give it to the Sparrow.
But
you don't
he
need the
will
missile
not be
defense
able to use
systems.
that as Air Force One. I know a lot of guys in the military, and I'm sure they would all back me up and say, nope, that's a very special plane. And there's a new one being built, and he stopped the last one because They wanted to charge $8 billion.
Yeah.
$8 billion.
Come on.
And like we're
And
talking
the wheels
about
fall off.
400. Yeah. I
Brian,
think this is
John,
So I
Brian
have a clip.
is.
Oh, Brian's losing in the chat. I have
Brian
a clip
still,
of.
he said, ha, ha, ha. Now he is defending the $400 million gift. You know what?
I'm not defending it. I'm saying you take it. Only
Right.
Brian.
Yeah. Brian, don't
apparently,
hate it because you ain't it,
Of the
okay?
four of us, only Brian would not take it. I'd take it.
Exactly.
All of us would take it. I'm just saying.
Oh,
the
fuck yeah, I
president
would.
Can't use it as Air Force One. That's not going to be allowed.
I don't think. Yeah, I
you
definitely.
cowards.
I definitely don't think he should use it as Air Force One.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
fair,
if you
that's fair.
go
I
back in
agree.
history, did you? Anyone remember the? Well, probably don't. There was the Great Seal debacle in the 70s with the Russians after the Cold War, and they donated this Great Seal to the ambassador of the U.S. ambassador to Russia, and he hung it in his house. It had a bug in it, but it was a special bug that was not electrified unless they fired a certain radio frequency at it, which then became what, the current like RFID tech. So and it was in there for like 8 years, and they were spying on the ambassador for 8 years using this spy technology called the Thing. And, so I wouldn't get on an airplane.
What is happening?
I don't know what's going on.
I don't either.
Public did research before the show or something.
Listen, if it's conspiracy, I'm into it. All right.
You
but
didn't
this is
warn me.
real. This is real shit. So,
Listen.
I don't think taking gifts necessarily from adversaries is a great idea. And using them,
Yeah.
It's okay to let's take it and sell it. How about that? Because we could use the $400 billion to pay off some debt, boys. But I wouldn't be. I'm not really okay with getting the plane and then using the plane as Air Force One. To me, that sounds like a really bad idea.
That's fair.
Will not happen.
Listen, you talk about conspiracy.
Put Nancy Pelosi on the thing. That's what we should do.
You should have warned me. I would have worn my tinfoil titties tonight if we're going conspiracy. But speaking of, John, before we let you go, and I don't know if you're regretting this because I told you, 15 to 20 minutes, we're over the threshold. But I do have
guys like to go longer with Taylor usually.
She brings that out in guys.
Is
They
that good or bad?
like to go longer, but they happen to go shorter.
I was gonna say, thank you. There you go. I was saying, is this?
I don't know how long. I wonder how long Brian would last.
Listen, if it's premature, I'll take it as a compliment. I'll just say that.
Well, there you go, Brian. You're good.
We like it for the long haul. We like the experience of the long haul as well. But I was going to say, I have some whisperings both in my text and in the chat here. And the people want to know, is this just a play and leverage with Boeing?
I'm sure to some extent, Taylor, Boeing is both embarrassed but also happy that one of the biggest gifts ever given was one of their jets, a customized private 747 out of Qatar. I think that's a pretty big deal. That's the country, right? Wasn't it Qatar?
That was it.
That's not Saudi, that's Qatar. But anyway, I think it's Boeing has been embarrassed a lot, Taylor, about a lot of things. I don't know why it's taking them so long to deliver the latest version of Air Force One. But I know that in his first term, the 45th president, before he became 47, basically rejected the over budgetness of that particular jet and said, go back to the drawing board, do it again. We're not paying you $8 billion for a jet that people can buy for $500 or $600 million, even with all the anti-missile stuff, even with the radar jamming and all the other cool stuff that Air Force One has. Just wasn't going to happen. But on the other hand, it's been 6 years or 7 years even since he rejected that. I don't know why it takes Boeing that long to put a plane together.
Well, I mean, putting together is just the first step. Getting people back from wherever they send them in the plane is the bigger challenge.
Not upside down or ablaze.
Right.
You think it's like Tonka trucks. Going,
Right.
I don't even know.
I mean, I'm glad they're taking so long because I don't want that plane to be delivered until a Democrat gets elected president.
Yeah, exactly. Got all kinds of DEI people with, one
Good
limb,
Lord.
one tooth, one whatever, building these things. Dave, did you want to bring something up before we let John go?
It's up to John. I'm having fun done with them, but we're taking more time than we promised. So.
Yes, because I do have a happy ending question.
Everybody loves a happy ending, Taylor.
I would say. I mean, it was just you guys inspired me with your talk before of like, making it, longer, so I just was, inspired by that whole story there.
Just like a woman never satisfied with what she gets. She got more than enough and she's still not satisfied, but that's all right.
But John's the kind of guy that just keeps on giving it.
That's it. That's his credential. Yeah. That's his credential, Brian. He never stops giving it.
Or a classic woman just trying to make everybody happy. That's the happy ending, just please and give the people what they want. So, Jon, it's up to you. If you have to bounce, we understand you're a busy man and I can do the happy ending. Unless, Dave, you want to show
it's up to you. We were going to talk about Lube, Brian. Do you want to talk about
we were going to talk about
Jon,
Lube.
do you want to talk about Lube? That's what he wants to talk about. Do we want to talk about it?
It's probably better if I bow out on the Lube conversation.
I totally
but it's
forgot.
Good Lube, Jon.
We buried the lead. Yeah, Jon.
It's pretty good, Lube.
Jon, guys, it was a pleasure, distinct pleasure, and the puppet is amazing.
Oh, thank
Obviously,
you.
I think David and Taylor are pretty special, but the puppet is amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jon. You're my favorite guest we've ever had.
No, of course he is. Of course he is.
Stroke his little puppet man ego.
Do you know a puppet's not a Bears fan? Just to let you know.
I love the Bears. Favorite team ever. What is that, basketball?
Oh, brother. I bet you're
the only balls I'm familiar with are my own.
You're eating your words now, Jon. Oh, no. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Have a good one.
Thank you, Jon.
Even you, Brian.
You know what? He's look at him. He's a real humanitarian.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, Jon. Thank you so much. We'll see you again soon. Hopefully we'll see you. Hopefully you'll come back.
Yeah.
I will. Thanks, David, Taylor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Puppet.
Thanks,
See you,
Jon.
Good night.
So my happy ending question was going to be per Jon's, input is our wallets are looking like they're going to be happy. So when we're making it rain,
according to him, yes. According to Brian, not so much.
When Trump makes our wallets thicker, what's the first thing we're all going to go buy? Puppet, you first.
What am I going to buy when my wallet gets thicker?
That's right. That was my happy ending question.
Probably magic legs, like Captain Dan.
Do they make those?
Captain Dan, you ain't got no legs.
I want legs that'll make me walk. I want to put my head on an Elon Musk robot, Tesla bot, so I could walk around and kick Dave in the ass.
The one clip I didn't download. Oh, yeah, maybe I did. Actually.
So, Dave, what would you buy besides another puppet? Because obviously we can't get enough with just this one.
I'm gonna get a Tesla bot. That's my choice.
Honestly, it's pretty simple. Yeah. I would literally pay off debt. This is the secret. I know he's
the Trump of us folks. He's gonna pay off debt.
Well, look, here's the reality, and this is the thing that plagues most Americans, which is why these economic policies favor Americans. Things are expensive under Joe Biden, and when you need to buy things when Joe Biden was president, you needed to put a lot on credit cards or loans, especially when interest rates are high and things are expensive. When I had to put a new roof on a couple of years ago, so if I get a big fat thank you Donald Trump thank you Donald Trump for being president check. I would pay off that roof loan. That I would get out of debt. That's what I would
You know
do.
what? I'll tell you what. I just want the money I make to stay in my pocket. Like, just no income tax.
I thought you were going to say on a lady puppet.
Well,
No. He doesn't need a lady puppet.
And a little puppet pole. Little stripper puppet pole.
He can satisfy you no matter what. If he's quick, you're happy because it's a compliment. If you last long, you're happy because you're insatiable. So
like a long lasting. Which actually gets us right to the lube.
The lube. All right, let's talk about lube.
Let's talk about lube.
Taylor.
Hey, Abba. Oh, Jesus. Holy shit.
Right.
I was going to say we haven't seen Puppet do the shocker tonight.
That wasn't the shocker, Taylor. Let's
I know.
Let's talk about lube.
That was a little, how's your father? That was a little, get you excited. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm putting on the lube. I'm putting on the lube thing now. Putting on the lube.
Showed y'all how my day started, how my Mother's Day started. And now I'm going to tell you about, I'm not going to show you, I'm going to tell you about how my Mother's Day is going to end. Ain't that right, man?
Yes. I wish you hurry up, too.
First of all, we got our Let's Spin, because Let's Spin just came out in this cute little travel size. And so since we're in Cannes, France, I traveled with it for the first time, and we're about to give it a spin.
I can't anymore. What the hell was that,
What
Taylor?
the frig is that about?
Tell me, please.
So we have Halle Berry, history-making,
The Little Mermaid, right? The
Oscar-winning
Little Mermaid.
actress.
No, not that Halle Berry.
Oh.
David, I don't
Come
know
on, man.
if you're giving boomer or racist. Not all black ladies in Hollywood are the same, David. He's like, oh, black actors, the one in Little Mermaid and Snow White and all the other ones.
But her
Halle
name was
Berry,
Halle Berry.
David?
Wait, is Halle Berry different than Haley? Wait.
Yeah,
Wait,
so-
there's two of them?
One
There's
was like
two of them?
Haley Berry and one was Halle Berry, but they're
It's just an accent. How the hell do I know which one you're talking about?
Halle
One, you know,
Berry, the most
one's like-
iconic black actress
Yeah,
in history.
she's-
Well, who is this
Smoke
chick?
show. This is
that
Halle
was her,
Berry.
the iconic black actress
That
that's
was
like
just on.
50
Halle
years
Berry.
old.
That's who
versus-
I'm talking about. Who are you talking about?
Halle Berry, who we just watched. You talk about
Who
Little
was not in
Mermaid,
Little
that-
Mermaid.
who
Oh,
was
she
not
wasn't in Little Mermaid? Who was in Little Mermaid?
Oh.
The other
I
Halle
know.
Berry, but then she's
There's
like
two of them?
25.
No, guys, her last name isn't Berry too, is it?
I think so.
No.
Wait, there's
But
two
her
of
name
them?
is like it's
You
something
would
else.
have some real audacious balls to name yourself Halle Berry after the
Hold on.
trailblazing Halle Berry.
I'm looking
It
this
totally
up
is.
right now.
Totally is.
Halle Berry, she was iconic, naked in Swordfish, first black woman to win an Oscar. Anyways, ABBA in the comments said he looks like he showed up at the right time. I think it's when Puppet was
Okay,
eating out the air.
Halle. How would you pronounce Halle?
Halle.
Okay, who was the chick just on this show?
Halle.
Okay,
Halle Berry.
Halle Bailey. Wait.
Oh Christ! It's giving Biden.
It's
Wait.
Bailey. It's Halle
Halle
Bailey.
Bailey.
Oh,
Yes.
Halle Bailey played the Little Mermaid.
Golly, Miss
Yes,
Molly.
okay. And they were both black.
Anyways,
Oh,
They were
I never
both
watched
black.
it, so I thought it was Halle Berry. I didn't know.
Man,
I never
you're s-
watched it. I didn't
Well,
know.
of course.
Dave.
Why would you watch it?
I'm
But-
not gonna watch it. It's
you're
stupid.
lucky liberals don't watch this show because
Brian
they would
watches
just be
the
like,
show.
this white man thinks all black girls are the same
I
in
didn't
Hollywood.
say
Why
that.
I
Don't put
oughta-"
words in my mouth. What I'm saying was I thought Halle Berry played the Little Mermaid because
So
I never saw the
anyway.
movie.
Why would they cast a 50-plus-year-old woman in The Little Mermaid?
Why would they cast a black woman in the real life action? I don't know. They just
She
do shit at
wasn't.
Disney that makes no sense. I don't know.
That's fair. That's
Like,
fair.
they
I'll give
just
you
do
that.
shit.
Dave. I'll give you that, Dave. You
They
haven't,
do
you
do
haven't,
shit.
You haven't rebounded just yet, but I'll give you that. So, anyways, this is Halle Berry. Yes, the Halle Berry. And she posted this video. I think it was on Mother's Day. Basically, just I don't know if she's a couple in or doing what is happening there, but she's obviously
She's
know
going
if
about
she's
to get
sober.
toe up is what
She's
that's
about to get, she's going to Pound Town and she's
Yes, she
basically
is.
giggling away with her guy and promoting this lube essentially. And she's having a grand old time. Now, me, you guys know me. I'm an out of the box gal. As you said, Dave, so eloquently, tits out, brain out. So there's a part of me that's like, all right, people, maybe she doesn't want to just be, oh God, Puppet's eating out the chat again.
Listen, we started the show with McDonald's, and I'm a little bit foot-clamped. I'm a little famished. You know what I'm saying?
Going in on that, the McDonald's apple pie there. Okay. So anyways.
Which Little Mermaid filter, dog? Like the new one, the live action one?
None of the above. Okay. None of the above. But anyways, it got me thinking. It's like she doesn't want to. Maybe this is her just being out of the box, like Trump style. Like, F it. I don't care. I'm not going to be just the shiny Oscar winning, pristine, glossy celeb.
Well, she does have a habit of posting like kind of naked nude pics and stuff on her Instagram and shit like that. So, I mean, she has a history of being a little, I guess you could say open about her sexuality at her age.
That's fair.
I mean, but she's basically about to get monster balled. You know what I mean?
She is monster bald, plural.
Right.
Like it's about to go down in there. And so
going down to
don't know.
Browntown.
It's Jesus.
I'm not even listening to you guys anymore, just so you know.
Dave, you don't even
Pound
know
Town
it.
and Browntown.
Dave,
I'm
you don't even
interacting
know-
with
you don't even know
Pilled.
it just
I'm over on
happened.
Pilled ignoring you guys because
You don't even know what just happened.
there was an exit to the show where you can either stay on the rails or go off the rails,
I
and
don't
you guys
know.
chose the exit.
Does she need the lube because she's 50 plus or something? Or does she need it because they're going in the back door? What's the deal?
Exactly. Where's the lube being used? And this is where
That's
I
right.
It's
wanted
called
to get.
spinner. Isn't
I
that a
wa-
move? Isn't
It
that
is a move. I've been called a spinner.
Really?
Yeah, because she's little.
Exactly. The theory So
Is it just
people have
spin
told
around
me,
like a top?
Yeah, exactly. You're just placed out of them, like a little top, like a little puppet, like a little.
You put them on there and you
just like
spin it around.
like a trick, like a party trick? It's
yeah,
not really
it's like a party trick. It's like spinning a playing card between your fingers.
Something like that. Yes.
Okay.
So, anyways,
But
I
instead,
wanted to
you're
get
spinning a hot
like,
chick
okay.
on your Johnson.
Well, I'm learning a lot tonight that I never really ever wanted to learn, and I'm glad we had the smart part of the show early. I should call Brian and have him come back.
I think this is pretty intellectually highbrow, if you ask me. Spinner, lube, because I was going to ask John.
Totally.
I was going to ask John, he's all about obviously the markets and what's selling and product and brands. Like, is this like a little, like what's happening? It's like, girl, you okay? But it's also like, are we here for it? I just want to know, is this a lube that is made in China or not?
I'm sure it is. So
No, it's
probably
not.
was tariffed to high hell.
No, I Googled it because I wanted, because we talked about this
he's gonna buy
pre-show.
some.
So KY jelly, actually in the UK they call it KNECT, Connect. Like it's not called KY, and in the UK it's Connect. Anybody from the UK watching this show, please tell me how the hell you pronounce KY in United
Connect,
Kingdom.
like you're connecting, like you
Connect. Connect. That's what they're
like
gonna call
you're
it.
Connecting.
Okay, they should call it shagging. It should be called.
They do shag it over there.
Shag.
Now, it's made. This is KY is made in America. It's
yes,
made
it is.
in
But here's what they
Kentucky.
describe it on
KY.
Wikipedia. Like your favorite site, Wikipedia says
Kentucky.
it's most commonly used. It says most commonly used as a lubricant for sexual intercourse and masturbation.
We know that, Dave.
A variety of different products and formulas are produced under the KY banner, some of which are not water soluble, just so you know.
Now.
I was turned on watching Puppet do that, and now hearing the list of ingredients somehow
You're not turned on anymore.
No.
dries things
It
up.
probably contains partially hydrogenated soybean oil.
Well,
as well.
a guy, you know who invented it? A guy named Van Horn, which is kind of funny.
So surprising. Van Horny,
Van
baby.
Horny. And then there's the other guy, Van Horn and Sawtell. I want to know what he saw, what he told about. Anyway,
about being a Van Horny.
Right. But
He's horny
listen
in the
to
back
this.
of a van,
Listen
baby.
to this.
Aren't we all?
It was invented in 1904. I didn't know people were having sex that long.
Well, yeah, Dave.
I think we're all here. You want to go intellectual
still-
highbrow? Should we give Dave a little session on how humans work?
I thought we were all divine
Reproduction?
creations of our Lord and Savior. I
That's
didn't
just
think
me. That's just me.
Oh.
So yeah, don't get confused.
Astrolube.
Do puppets use
Astrolube.
lube?
That sounds English. I'm gonna look it up, Filter Dog.
Do puppets use lube? And do we think, where do we
No.
think Hallie was using the now, Puppy, you got my wheels turned. You got me thinking, was it backdoor?
I don't know, but her Viagra boyfriend, his Viagra hit because he's like, when we gonna use that? He was like ready to go.
He's like, get the hell off
if
that
I get off this
camera
video,
unless
like,
you want me to
he's
turn that shit around on you.
Right. He's like, babe, listen, you got about another hour and 15 minutes before you either have to go to the hospital or this shit is over. And
Right.
you're on there making a damn video.
Oh, that bitch is going to be in a wheelchair.
He totally is.
Oh, Brian's back. Brian's back for more. Leave it to the lube to lure the people
Lube
in.
got him excited.
He likes lube.
As it
All right,
does.
so at least he's got something going for him.
Let me see about Astroglide.
Are there
Do we
tariffs
have,
on
Dave,
lube? Are
Do
there
we have
tariffs
more
on
clips?
lube?
Oh, yeah,
because
I have a whole
it's
show.
10:53.
I've prepared literally an entire show.
That was not this.
Oh, do you know a rocket scientist invented?
okay.
Listen to this
Lube.
shit. A rocket scientist named Daniel X. Ray invented Astroglide. For real?
Daniel X-Ray,
Yes.
a rocket scientist named X-Ray.
XWRAY, a rocket scientist.
to
He developed the
seamlessly-
super slippery lubricant that can last through the high heat friction for the space shuttle program.
It just
Astrolube
writes itself.
was
It
made
writes
for the
itself
space shuttle.
to seamlessly glide and rocket
Yes.
right up into
And
this
that is
atmosphere.
why the blue origin of the rocket looks the way it does.
Yes.
Put
They use
that-
Astrolube on it.
Put that rocket back in your pocket, Mr. Spaceman.
Katy
And
Perry
coat
would
it with
need-
some lube.
Katy Perry would need that whole bottle of spinner.
I'm surprised
Probably
she
at
didn't
her
bring
age.
that lube with her.
Yeah. Probably needed
Hey, is it?
She was like
because-
scissoring with the old black lady.
another black lady in Hollywood. Must have been Halle Berry up there in space.
Probably was.
Also the Little Mermaid. So, guys, question for you, because earlier we were talking about, the long ride of it versus, premature. And I recently did interviews on a college campus recently. This is going to sound creepy, but it's not. They were 18 and above people, and asked, is it the motion of the ocean or the size of the prize? So since we're going down this path, since we are a democracy, since we are giving voice to the people, Pilled, live chat, Dave, and Puppet, what's it going to be? Motion of the ocean or size of the prize?
I mean, why are you asking me that question? I
just set it up.
I mean,
which do you think is more important? Which do we think is more important?
That's like a woman, Puppet. That is the equivalent of a woman asking you what you want for dinner after you asked her what she wants for dinner. What do you want to eat? I don't know. What do you want to eat? Like, why are you asking me that question?
This is a question guys can't answer, because if you answer like size, then you could be accused of bragging that you have a big Johnson. If you go with the motion of the ocean, then you're basically saying that you have a tiny dick. So we're not going to answer that question.
Basically, Taylor, I'm going to answer the question the same way I should answer if you were talking. What would you rather eat? What would you want? What do you want for dinner, Taylor?
See, you're getting a crash
What do you
course.
want for dinner, Taylor?
You're getting a crash course on women. We may take this to another show. And this was actually quite controversial on the campus. I will tell you. People threw down over this issue.
But motion versus
You want to talk
girth?
about a controversial topic.
Size versus, are we talking about length versus girth? Or are we talking about knowing how to use it versus having
we're talking about having a big thing or using it right.
I love the detail, the specificity.
I would go with
girth. No. It's motion. It's size of the prize. So size or motion of the ocean, how you use it.
So are you telling me there's a woman out there who would rather just have like a log stuck up in her vagina and just sit there versus like somebody with a woodpecker that knows how to get the job done? I think most women would probably prefer the woodpecker.
See, it's getting conversation going.
Yeah.
And it is.
What was it, Woody the Woodpecker?
What is that the sound Puppet makes when he climaxes?
That's worse than your Tucker laugh, man.
No, it's worse. I mean, the Tucker laugh is great. The Woody Woodpecker needs some work.
Jim Bob says it's the freaky deaky. I think.
You know what? I go for satisfaction guaranteed. That's my slogan.
Hey,
check it out. We even got Brian to laugh. We got Brian to laugh, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what we do.
Brian,
we only win.
He says, I need a laugh. He didn't say
laughing,
he did laugh.
I hope he's laughing.
I don't think he's laughing. I think he wants to come on so he can laugh.
Well, he's laughing at you. No, he's laughing with us, not at us this time. I think so.
That cannot be confirmed.
No, listen, the point of this show, Brian, is we talk a little bit of politics and then we just have fun. We laugh because you know what? We can talk about politics, but then at the end of the day, we can laugh and joke about things that all people can agree on. And that's KY versus Astroglide and the things that you do with a large or small pecker. This is what we talk about on this show. And so that's why we're politically uncensored, baby.
And Katy Perry scissoring Gayle King, evidently.
I don't even want to, that wouldn't even turn me on in the slightest.
Like, Brian said he's not laughing at us and he wants fun.
All right.
That's nice.
All right.
Guys, comment. Let's all hug. Or Puppet can do his signature.
There we go. Big group hug, everybody.
Guys.
Big group hug.
Like
I had more shit to talk about tonight, but I have one thing that I will leave you with. Since we're talking about girth, let's talk. I think we're talking about girth. I don't even know what the hell we're talking about anymore.
I am.
Me too. Aren't we always? No?
Basically. Here, speaking of girth.
A friend of mine who's a businessman, very, very, very top guy. Most of you would have heard of him. A highly neurotic, brilliant businessman, seriously overweight, and he takes the fat.
What do you guys think? First of all, that's the way Trump talks about his friends. Now, I'd love to be Donald Trump's friend. But Jesus, I don't want to know how he's going to describe me. What you guys know, because he was talking about the prescription drug deal that we got. I think it was yesterday or the day before. So he's talking about Ozempic, I think. The fat
I think he's talking about Ozempic, yes.
Yeah, the price of the
It's just like bleach. He's drinking bleach and talking about the fat shot.
I think he was talking about the fat shot drug. Anyway, I didn't know if you had something to say.
I mean, my thing on that is we could do a whole thing on that, but how nobody
on
is...
Ozempic?
How nobody's fat anymore, not even Fat Joe. All these people who rode the coattails of like chubby culture and quote body positivity, like Rebel Wilson and Lizzo and all these people. Yeah, now they're all skinny bitches.
Oh, Lizzo's skinny now?
And she got flack for it because they were like, what happened to you being fat? Like, yeah, so it's a thing. So that's my thoughts on Ozempic is that nobody's even fat anymore.
Is that what
because
happened to
even Fat
Rosie?
Joe-
That's not true.
Is that what happened to
We're still
Rosie? Because
fat.
Rosie looks like she took her skin,
Probably, yeah, all of
took it
them, all
off,
of them.
and like washed it, but didn't follow the instructions, and then put her skin back on. That's what
Yeah.
Rosie looks like.
No, puppet, people are fat. We know that. Like, if you've been on an airplane this turn of the century, you
Jesus
know that.
Christ.
I'm saying it's like kind of a joke that nobody, like these people who are famous for being fat, they're not even fat.
Here's a
anymore because
question.
Who wants to be?
Here's a question. It's a full airplane. You got the middle seat because you're too cheap to pay for the better seat. There's one seat left next to you, and you're like, oh, thank God. But no, two people can walk down the aisle. Either a freaking stinky person that fits nicely in their seat, or like this huge fat lady that needs to put up your armrest so one of her rolls can sit in your lap. Which one do you choose? Choose your adventure.
I'm getting off the plane.
I don't know.
That motherfucker right there! It's not real! I'm having them carry me off so I don't look like an asshole.
Exactly.
I'll find a dude with a MAGA hat and be like, you can't wear that hat on the plane.
I'd be like,
You
Delta,
cannot wear that hat if I got to sit next to you.
Delta, flip this shit upside down on purpose.
Ooh.
Take this person with you.
No,
Yeah,
because she'll crush you.
not the
I don't know. I
It's
think
all
I'm going
bad.
with the fat person over the stinky person.
I agree.
I would go stinky because I
Really?
can at least breathe through my mouth. Meditate the fat person. It's just like because then on a deeper level, I'm like, bro, this is just gluttonous at this point. This is just like self-respect, respecting my
Wait a
space.
second.
Like
The
it's
fat
just,
lady's not gluttonous? Or
no,
she
that's
is?
no, that's what I'm saying. Yes. And like the roll on top of you. I've had that happen before, and literally,
You've had a roll in your lap?
I will give the New England RBF bitch face till the cows come to the actual cows.
I'm still picking the
come
fat girl
home.
over the stink.
Me too. I can color
Yeah,
with her.
but I could see Puppet liking it though, because he could just dive in and be like, "Brrr," and do his little thing.
Jim Bob says just go to a Walmart. But here's the deal with the
No,
fat lady.
actually.
She's probably very nice. And that's the thing. And no matter how nice the stinky guy is.
He
And why do we
stinks.
say fat guy, by the way?
No,
We're kind of
sometimes-
sexist.
No,
Why did I say
Dave.
fat guy?
Well, look,
A
there's
fat
plenty
guy
of
would be
fat
worse
guys.
than a
That's
fat
not-
girl.
There's plenty of fat entitled people who are
There's
being
plenty of fat guys.
Right. Why do we go with fat girl? Fat guy. I would rather sit next to a
Because
fat
we're
girl
two
than a
guys
fat
and a
guy.
girl on a show, so we always go with that. But that I go with fat guy a lot too.
Oh, okay.
I
think
mean,
I'm
I
sexist.
you know.
Anyway, show's over.
And with that,
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. Next week we have.
We got to go because I got some lube sitting here and I really
Do
got to
you?
use it.
Is
right?
the-
Can't
is
let it go
the-
to waste.
Is it the
Oh,
Diddy
no.
Astroglide or is it the 1904 KY? The World's
I
Fair
don't
was
know,
in 1904. Do you think they introduced the lube at the World Fair?
I don't know, but I'm
That
going to
would be-
introduce it to my tent pole in a
All
minute.
right, well, that's terrible. We have a big guest next
Go on
week.
that merry-go-round
I'm
ride.
really excited about our guest next
Who wants
week.
to slide down my fireman pole?
So I don't even know what to do. I don't even want to. I don't
Just
even
end
know.
the show, Dave.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Tune in next Tuesday. We got another big guest on. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Maybe Brian will come back in the chat, and we'll have you on, Brian. But we don't do debates. This isn't a debate show, Brian. This is a fun show. I just put you on the microphone because we're having fun. That's what fun shows do. And you got really upset with the truth.
You gotta find the funny. Gotta
You gotta
find the
find
funny.
I'm gonna lean back out of here like Fat Joe when he was fat. In the meantime, off I go.
You lean back out of here.
Lean back out of here.
I gotta get better material. What?
Who said that?
Well, he ain't talking about the
Alpha.
lube. That's for damn sure.
that it? Who
No,
was that?
ABBA.
ABBA. It's ABBA. I can't see. I got plastic eyes, for God's sakes.
All right.
Fair.
Well, anyway,
Whatever. Don't pull the disabled DEI card, okay? Because we're not buying it.
Puppet's disabled. I mean, he can't walk around without assistance. He can't even talk without assistance. He's completely disabled. Just saying. He wished for legs. How sad was that? If Trump gave him money, he wanted legs.
God
you know what I'm
bless us,
saying? Like,
everyone.
that's really sad. Like, he's like poor Tiny Tim. So
Just
anyway,
Tiny Tim.
yeah. All right. Well, good night, everyone. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope you had a good laugh.
I know,
and
I
we
did.
will see you next week. Puppet, what do you always say when we end?
Remember, free your mouth and your mind will follow.
Sometimes it
Lube up.
does. Good night, everyone.
Lube up.